operative masonry, that before entering upon any great and laudable undertaking, that we invoke the aid of deity. So if you will please rise for the invocation. Past Master Davis, where are you? Would you offer our devotions to Almighty God, sir?
Family, friends, and brothers, let us pray. Great Architect of the universe, in thy name we have assembled, and in thy name we desire to proceed in all our doings. We come to you now, O Lord, to offer our thanks and ask your blessings. We thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day and this time you have granted for us to come together to install a new set of officers for Sugar Land Lodge number 1141. We ask your blessing upon them that they may lead this lodge for the next 12 months with strength, wisdom, and solemnity. Guide them through the many decisions they will be called upon to make for our craft. Grant them the patience they will need in their leadership roles, and keep their good health in your hands, that they may oversee the good health of this lodge. Lord, also be with our installation team today as they perform the solemn duties of installing these officers. We pray, O Lord, that everything we do today be pleasing in your sight. All this we ask in your heavenly name. Amen.
So let it be.
You may be seated. My name is Aaron Wayne Tazinski. I'm a past master of Sugar Land Lodge 1141 and a district deputy grand master for the Grand Lodge of Texas. It is a distinguished honor to conduct these installation proceedings this evening. How many in here is the first time they've ever been into a Masonic lodge? Really? That's pretty funny. Since I've been in lodge with you many times. Everybody in here been in a Masonic lodge before?
First time.
First time, okay, a couple of you. So, everything in this room has some sort of meaning besides the regular furniture. Obviously, these desks and things like that, they're just furniture. But these pillars in the back of the room, these items that are up here on this chair, the Holy Bible that's there on the altar, these lights here, all these things have some sort of symbolism. So, as you come into this lodge, this truly is, there's a lot of symbolism and meaning that's inside here that we want to keep you abreast of. In every Masonic lodge, the Holy Bible, the great light in Masonry, is proudly displayed on the altar, which is in the center of the lodge room. So you will always see that, and it's always open whenever we are at labor, we are performing some sort of function. This evening you're going to hear a lot of special titles that you may not be familiar with, such as Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful, Eminent Grand Sentinel. These are just titles. That doesn't mean we worship these people. They are titles that's their particular rank in the lodge structure. So it's not we're worshiping these people. It is their title. It is a respectful title. So don't freak out about that. You'll notice that there's only one person in the lodge room besides the commander that's wearing a hat. It is traditional for Masonic lodges that the presiding officer is the only one that wears a hat. And that is also an emblem of respect for the presiding officer. It's not so much that he's wearing his hat, but that everybody else is not wearing any headgear. So that's the issue for that. Now, this is a family event. We're very glad to see the family and friends of the officers that are going to be installed. You are free to move about the country. You can move around the lodge room. You can take pictures, because you don't want to take pictures from back there and get a bunch of the back of their heads. You want to come up here. Feel free to move around, take pictures as you wish. We really want for you to enjoy this experience because it only happens once a year. So, with that, we will go ahead and proceed with the ceremony. Brother Marshall, you will call the roll of officers to be installed.
Worshipful Master Christopher Mark Choat. Senior Warden Robert Adam Roberts. Junior Warden Matthew David Woodard. Treasurer, Past Master Gavin Michael Sweeney. Senior Deacon, Oscar Manuel Ochoa. Junior Deacon, Thad Madison Olive. Senior Steward, Richard Allen Olson. Marshal, Past Master Michael Vaughn Tunney. Tyler, Past Master Everett Joseph Heine.
Officers may be seated. Now that everyone is in the room, I would like to make some introductions of distinguished visitors. First, we have Past Master Albert Davis, who is the Worshipful Master elect for Magic Order number 7. Thank you for being here, sir. We appreciate you being here. We have Mark Eastwood, the Worshipful Master as of about 8 hours ago of Morton Lodge number 72. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Worshipful Master.
Next, we have John Bradley, who about 4 hours ago was installed as the Master of Rosenberg 881. Thank you, sir. In the back of the room, we have Right Worshipful Joe Johnson, District Deputy Grand Master, Masonic District 31. Charlie, thank you for being here, sir. Right Worshipful Chris Ryland, our home District Deputy Grand Master, Masonic District 108. Thank you, sir, for being here. And the illustrious Grand Sentinel of the Grand Commandery of Texas, Chris Little. Thank you, sir, for being here. Brother Marshall, you will present the officers to be installed.
Flags first.
Oh, yeah, we need to do that, sorry. I skipped over that. We will now turn it over to Fort Bend Commandery number 74 and Park Place Commandery number 106, Grand Commandery of Texas, for the flag presentation.
Color guard, present the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, you may drop your salute during the Ode to the Flag. We direct your attention to the flag of our beloved country. It is always stationed in the east of every Masonic Lodge, where it is accorded the position of highest honor. It is a constant inspiration to every lover of a country, to every true Mason. It demands unswerving loyalty and wholehearted devotion to the principles of which it is the glorious representative. It is a majestic symbol of freedom under constitutional government. Beneath its protecting folds, liberty, equality, and fraternity have become the heritage of every citizen, while the oppressed of many nations have found peace and happiness in the land over which it floats. The flags of mighty empires have come and gone, but the stars and stripes remain. Alone of all flags, it expresses the sovereignty of the people, which endures when all else passes away. Speaking with their voice, it has a sanctity of revelation. He who lives under it and is loyal to it is loyal to truth and justice everywhere. So long as it flies, government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. You may resume your salute. Color guard, post the colors. Sir Knights, carry swords. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Sir Knights, present swords. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sir Knights, carried. So please join me in honoring the Texas flag. Sir Knights, present swords.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Sir Knights, carried. So about face. I take a few moments here to introduce my team. On my far right is Past Commander Henry Hughes of Park Place Commandery 106. To his left is Past Commander Christopher James Little, Park Place Commandery 106, and Snoopy Joe Johnson, Commander of Fort Bend Commandery, number 74. I should know that, zero's born. Really? We are a Christian organization. Right after these 3 degrees, you go into chapter, and then you go into council, and then you proclaim your Savior as Jesus Christ, you can become a Knight Templar. We are an extension of the Blue Law. This is the beginning of your right, is right here. So we hold it a special place in our heart, and we are very honored to be able to do this for you this evening.
Everyone except the officers may be seated. Brother Marshall, you present the officers to be installed.
Right Worshipful Sir, I present the officers elected and appointed of Sugar Land Masonic Lodge number 1141 for installation. I believe each of them to be well qualified to discharge the duties of his office, and each has signified his willingness to accept the same. I therefore request that they be duly and constitutionally installed in their respective offices.
Brother Marshall, you present the Worshipful Master-elect for installation. The remaining officers may be seated. It's about to get real.
Feels like it's about to get real, sir.
Worshipful Sir, brother, my good friend, I take pleasure in installing you into this honorable office with the usual ceremonies. But previous to being invested with the insignia of your office, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duty of a master of a lodge. Now there's 15 of these, so listen very carefully. You agree to be a good man and true and strictly obey the moral law. You agree to be a peaceful citizen and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots or conspiracies against the government, but patiently to submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. You agree to pay proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rules and patrons of the Order of Masonry and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their stations, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren when convened in every consistent with the constitutions of the order. You agree to avoid private picks and quarrels and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to your lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren and to discountenance impostors and to all dissenters from the original plan of Masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to propagate the knowledge of art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being and to his officers when duly installed, and to strictly conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge or a General Assembly of Masons that is not subversive to the principles and groundwork of Masonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry. You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on all convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance be given to any irregular lodge or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. You admit that no person can be regularly made a Mason in or admitted a member of a regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry to his character. You agree that no visitors shall be received into your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers of having been initiated in a regular lodge. These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you, sir, submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as all masters have done in all ages before you?
I do with all of my heart, sir.
Brother Choat, in consequence of your cheerful conformity to these charges and regulations of the order, you are now to be installed master of this lodge in full confidence of your care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. Brother Marshall, you will invest the Worshipful Master with the insignia of his office, which is the square. The various implements of the profession are emblematical of our conduct in life, and upon this occasion are cheerfully enumerated. The holy writings. That great light in Masonry will guide you to all truth. It will direct your path to the temple of happiness and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square teaches us to regulate our actions by the rule and line, and to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desires in every station, that rising to eminence by merit, we may live respected and die regretted. The rule directs that we shall punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and neither inclining to the right nor the left in all of our actions have eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of moral rectitude and to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions. You are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend to ignorance to the excellent principles it enjoins. You now receive in charge the charter, by the authority of which this lodge is held. You are to carefully preserve it and duly transmit it to your successor in office. Lastly, you receive in charge the bylaws of your lodge, which you are to see carefully and punctually executed. Brother Marshall will seat the Worshipful Master and present the Senior Warden-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the Senior Warden with the insignia of his office, which is the level. Brother Rogers, the level demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, partake of the same nature, and share the same hope. And though distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because a time will come, and the wisest not know how soon, when all distinction, but of goodness, shall cease, and death, the grand leveler of human greatness, reduce us to the same state. Your regular attendance at our stated meetings is essentially necessary, In the absence of the master, you are to govern this lodge. In his presence, you are to assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look well to the west. Brother Marshall, you will seat the senior warden and present the junior warden-elect for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the junior warden with the insignia of his office, which is the plum. Brother Woodard, the plum admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scale of justice in equal pose, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of our duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is therefore indispensably necessary that you should not only be temperate and discreet in the indulgence of your own inclinations, but carefully observe that none of the craft should be suffered to convert the means of refreshment into intemperance or excess. Brother Marshall, you will seat the junior warden and present the treasurer-elect for installation. I've seen you up here before. Brother Marshall, you'll invest the treasurer with the insignia of his office, which is the cross keys. Past Master Swinning, it is your duty to receive all the monies from the secretary, make due entry thereof, and pay them out by order of the Worshipful Master and consent of the lodge. I trust that your regard for the welfare of the order will prompt you to faithful discharge of your duties. Brother Marshall, you will seat the treasurer and present the secretary-elect for installation. No,
Try again.
Try that one.
no, you want-
I am the secretary.
Yeah, never mind.
It's gonna be kinda hard to do that. Appreciate it.
You'll present the deacons, because I'm the chaplain. Brother Marshall, you will invest the deacons with the badges of their office, which is the squire and compasses. Brothers Ochoa and Olive, what a pair. It is your province to attend on the master and wardens and to act as their proxies in the active duties of the lodge. As the reception of candidates into the various degrees of masonry, the introduction and accommodation of visitors, and the immediate practice of our rites. The square encompasses as a badge of your office. I entrust to your care, not doubting your vigilance and attention. Brother Marshall, you will seat the deacons and present the senior and junior stewards for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the steward with the insignia of his office, which is the cornucopia or horn of plenty. Brother Olson, as masters of the ceremonies, it is your duty to assist the deacons and other offices in performing their respective duties, to see that the tables are properly furnished at refreshment and that the brethren are suitably provided for. Your regular and early attendance will afford the best proof of your zeal and attachment to the lodge. Brother Marshall, you will sit the steward and present the marshal for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the marshal with the insignia of his office, which is the cross baton. Taskmaster Tom. It is your duty to assist the senior deacon in preparing the candidates for initiation and to see that the needs of the candidate are provided for, such as the candidate information program, ritualistic instruction, Masonic education, and information concerning the customs and usages of Masonry. Brother Marshall, you will seat the marshal and present the title for installation. Brother Marshall, you will invest the Tyler with the insignia of his office, which is the sword. Taskmaster Hino, I now present to you the implement of your office. As the sword is placed in the hands of the Tyler to enable him to guard against the approach of cowens and eavesdroppers, and to permit none to pass except those who are duly qualified, so it should admonish us to set a guard over our thoughts, a watch at our lips, post a sentinel over our actions, thereby preventing the approach of every unworthy thought and deed, thus preserving the consciousness void of offense towards God and man. Brother Marshall, you will seat the Tyler and present the Worshipful Master for the charge. Worshipful Sir and Brother, to your care is committed the charter of this lodge and the government of the brethren who compose the same, and who are within the jurisdiction of said lodge. You cannot be insensible of the obligations which devolve upon you of their head, nor your responsibility for the faithful discharge of the important duties annexed to said station. The honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend on the skill with which you manage its concerns. And while the happiness of its members will generally be promoted in proportion to the zeal and ability with which you propagate the genuine principles of our institution. For a pattern of imitation, consider the great luminary of nature, which rising in the east regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In a like manner, it is your province to spread and communicate light and instruction to the brethren of your lodge. Forcibly impress upon them the dignity and high importance of Masonry, and seriously admonish them never to disgrace it. Charge them practice out of the lodge those duties which they have been taught in, and by amiable, discreet, and virtuous conduct to convince mankind of the goodness of the institution, so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world will know that he is one with whom the burdened heart may pour out its sorrows, to whom distress may prefer its suit, whose hand is guided by justice, and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, by diligent observation of the bylaws of your lodge, the Constitution of Masonry, and above all, the Holy Scriptures before you, which are given as a rule and guide to your faith, will enable you to acquit yourself with honor and reputation, and lay upon a crown of rejoicing which shall continue when time shall be no more. Brother Marshal, you will seat the Worshipful Master in the east and present the wardens for the charge. Welcome to the east, my friend. Well, you can sit down. Brother Wardens, you are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you will be found in wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice it to say that when you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate, and what in them may have appeared defective, you should in yourselves amend. You should be examples of good order and regularity, for it is only by due regard to the laws in your own conduct that you can expect obedience from them, from others. You are to assist the Worshipful Master in the discharge of his trust, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom it shall place under your care. In the absence of the Master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirements must, therefore, be such that the craft may never suffer to the want of proper instruction. From the spirit with which you have hereunto evinced, I entertain no doubt that your future conduct will be such as to merit the applause of your brethren and the testimony of good conscience. Brother Marshal, you will seat the wardens in their respective stations. The members of Sugar Land Lodge 1141 will rise. Brethren, such is the nature of our Constitution that some must, out of necessity, rule and teach, while others must, of course, learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers whom are elected and appointed to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of the Masonic order to avoid exceeding the powers with which they are here entrusted, and you are too generous dispositions to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, and that will be to try to please each other and unite in the grand design of being happy and communicating happiness. Finally, brethren, as the business of this lodge has been conducted in peace and harmony, so may it long continue. May you and your associates long enjoy every satisfaction and delight with disinterest friendship can afford. May kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as Masons. Within your peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the annual reoccurrence of this auspicious solemnity. And may the tenets of our profession be transmitted through your lodge, pure and unimpaired, from generation to generation. Brother Marshal, you will proclaim the installation. The audience will please rise.
In the name, and by the authority of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, I proclaim the officers of Sugar Land Masonic Lodge, number 1141, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, duly and constitutionally installed.
You may be seated. Congratulations. Worshipful Master, would like to extend the most sincerest thanks and honor for the honor and privilege for me to install you and for working with my very good friend and past master, David Carl Byrne. We wish you and your officers the best of success in your year. And you, sir, are out of uniform. You do not have a hat. So, you know, the hat is the symbol of presiding officer, and as you know, it's required that you wear your hat when presiding over your lodge. So as you put your hat on, I will take mine off. You have to put it on first. But wait, there's more. Past Master Davis, I believe you have a presentation with an implement that he needs to have.
Yes, sir. Right, worshipful sir. Worshipful Master Choat, Brother Chris, my friend, congratulations. Made you a little something that I hope you like and I hope you'll use with authority. And it was my pleasure and privilege to make that for you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, sir. I so appreciate your friendship for being here this evening and being part of this installation.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it. Look forward to your year.
So with that, it's all yours, sir.
Yes, thank you. I want to express my thanks and appreciation to my installation team. Right Worshipful Tazinski has been a good friend for many years now. So when I was doing my work to learn the Master Mason's proficiency, I ran right down to the wire. He was the master at the time, and I walked in on a Wednesday, and he said, "Are you ready to do your proficiency?" And I said, "I think I am." And he said, "Good, we're doing it tonight." So, and I think we only had 3 or 4 people here, sir, that night, and you pushed me on through it, and then it's been a whirlwind ever since then. And you know, I know you have such a busy schedule, sir, and I'm just grateful. I can't think of anybody else that I would have liked to have had doing my installation and taking care of us this evening. So welcome back to Sugar Land, sir.
Thank you very much.
And Brother Burns, thank you so much for being the installing marshal this evening. You are a good friend. We spent a lot of time together. I have learned so much from you, and the lodge is very grateful for your services as secretary. You were absolutely outstanding in that work, and I know you pour all of your heart and soul into it, just like you do to masonry on the whole. So I look forward to continuing to work with you for many years to come, so that you guys, so that everybody knows, Right Worshipful Tazinski, who's a District Deputy Grand Master at Large in the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, will be my chaplain in this coming year, and of course, Brother Secretary will continue to be our secretary during this Masonic year. So thank you to the 2 of you. So with that, I want to congratulate you, officers. I think we have an outstanding team. We met about a week ago to kind of talk about our year, to put some plans in place. But I think it's pretty extraordinary when you think about the succession at Sugar Land Lodge. For many years, there's been a consistent succession of folks flowing through the chairs from an elected standpoint and as well as an appointed standpoint. This year I have put several past masters into roles, and we have past masters in succession starting from 2015, which was the first year that I became a Mason, with Past Master Tunnel as my marshal. I'm so glad that you agreed to do that. So but continuing on through Right Worshipful's Tazinski's year. Past Master Threadgill was not able to be here this evening. He has been recovering from COVID, and so I know that he regretted not being able to be here this evening. So following Past Master Threadgill, Past Master Burnt held the East, and then Past Master High Note followed during our centennial year. Past Master Sweeney, I appreciate his abilities related to accounting. I know the Lodge does as well. Thank you, brother, for being willing to serve again, especially as I know you're going through some family changes. So, Ms. Jeannie, thank you for sharing him with us for another year. So, and then finally, Past Master Larby will be in the line as well, and he was not able to be here tonight as well because he is also recovering from COVID. So for the two of them, we express our thanks and appreciation and wish them a speedy recovery. So, but what a great team. Team is what makes things happen in the Lodge. It's as they say, many hands make light the work that needs to be done, and we have a lot of things that need to be done. So, and I will cover a few things. I'm not going to keep us too late, but I do want to take the opportunity to thank my family who is here this evening, and I want to introduce them. So I will start with my youngest daughter, Tabitha Lee, and she's a little bashful, so I won't make her stand up, but I love and appreciate you, Tabitha, and thanks for being here. My oldest daughter is present, Miranda Lynn, and I have her husband is here, Christian, and he's with my grandbaby, Isabel. I guess he's having a moment. But also my grandson, Griffin, is here. Hi, Griffin. Thank you for being here. So, also a little bashful. And then, of course, my mother and my wife. And real quickly, I want to present them with a thanks and appreciation. Oh, catch you. No, Brother Sweeney. No. Starting with my mother, who did a great job of raising me. I appreciate the fact that you're here this evening. I wish my father was able to be here this evening. We lost him about a year ago to COVID, and it was difficult, and we love and miss him, but I'm grateful to have you here this evening. My great-grandfather was actually a Mason in Nebraska, and I know that he made senior warden at one point. We have some news articles, so it's a real honor to move forward. For many of those that may not know my story, I spent a considerable amount of time as a child in a Shriner hospital when I was 10 years old, about 6 months continuous. And the Shriners did amazing things for me. They made a difficult situation in my right leg so much better, right? And it improved the quality of my life. They took care of everything. And so when I got older, I started thinking about, hey, and it was always recognized that the Shriners were the ones that made things happen, right? They're the ones that came through on a Sunday afternoon to visit with all of us kids. We were in a big ward at that time, and they expressed their love and to us, right, in difficult situations. I was in Salt Lake City at the time, and my mom would come and see me about once a month. They were in Colorado Springs, so it was very difficult. And I wanted to do something to honor that and to give back. And so it was like, well, how do you become a Shriner? Well, you become a Master Mason. That's the first thing you have to do. And so I got involved in that and in that pursuit. And I worked with a man by the name of Larry Hammond, who was a Shriner. I knew he was a Shriner. He wore the ring. And so I was in South Carolina. He was a South Carolina Mason. And we were at lunch, and I asked him, hey, I know you're a Shriner, and I know that you have to be a Mason to become a Shriner. Tell me about that. Well, we know how that works, right? Once you open the door, right, then the discussions begin. And he was here when I was initiated, and he was here when I was raised. He gave me this pin that I'm wearing this evening, and unfortunately, Larry also passed away from COVID in 2021, and it was a great loss. He was a good person. I knew him for 25 years, and he was a great Mason too. So love him dearly and miss him greatly. So, but and it's been a journey. You know, I haven't spent a lot of time, Brother St. John, with the shrine. I am a Shriner, but I haven't had a lot of time for the shrine because I've gotten involved in the Blue Lodge and in other appendant bodies, which I just absolutely love Masonry. I'm very passionate. It's really made a difference in my life. And so someday I'll circle back around to that, but for now, there's still work to be done at the Blue Lodge level. So, you know, we need brothers to be engaged and involved in things. So, principal tenets of Masonry, brotherly love, relief, and truth. You know, it takes the brothers to be able to do that. So, and so it's great to see everybody present here this evening. So we're gonna, which we got many lodges represented here and involved with many of those lodges. Worshipful Master Bradley, Worshipful Master Eastwood. So, Worshipful Master Tazinski. So, with Holland Lodge just installed last night, sir. We've got a lot of work to do, and so it's going to be an exciting year. To my wife, she has enabled me to be able to spend the time with Masonry, and it's been a real sacrifice. I'm away a lot. This week, basically, I was gone every night this week, right? And I know I'm not alone in that. Brother Davis, we talked about the fact that you were likewise gone, and I could name several others here that it's the same situation. So, but it takes a lot of time and energy to do the things that need to be done, and you know, it's a great experience. Thank you, Rebecca, for being understanding. When I told her that I wanted to be a Mason, there was absolutely no objection. My mother was the same way, right? Because she thought about the Shriners and the wonderful things that they did for kids, and she was like, yeah, I think you should do that. So, but it's been a real ride. I also want to recognize my two friends and people that I work with. First of all, James Harris is I always like the Star Trek. He's my number one at the credit union, right? He's my executive vice president and does so much to take care of and support me. And I appreciate the fact that, sir, that you were willing to come out this evening. So next to him is Anthony Bryant, who's my senior vice president of risk management and a lot of other things. And so he has been with me for the past 16 years. How many years have you been a police officer, sir? 37. He's presently works, I believe, on a full-time basis as well as a captain, deputy constable in Precinct 6 in Harris County. In fact, I think he will be on patrol in a unit tonight, starting at 10 p.m. So I know it took a lot for you to be here. Thank you for your service to the community, for being out there. You know, we need to truly honor law enforcement and those that are out there protecting us and taking care of us. So thank you for all that you do for the credit union, but as well as, you know, for the community at large. I know you have a big giving heart, all of the relief things that you do. It's amazing. So, but that's my group that's here this evening, and you know, and one of the things that's great is there's a lot of family present. We frankly need more family present. So with that, starting with my senior warden, I'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce any family that you have or other friends. Sir.
Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful Sir, Warden and Brethren. I'd like to introduce my parents who are here tonight. My mother, Barbara Rogers, and my dad, Past Master of Centerville Lodge, Robert Rogers.
Brother Junior Warden.
Worshipful Master, Right Worshipful Sir, Warden and Brethren. I'd like to introduce, first of all, my brother, Jeremy Woodard, my mother, Carolyn Woodard, my youngest son, Brady Woodard, past Master Counselor of Imperial Chapter, Order of Demolay, Dennis Ethan Woodard, and past Master Counselor of Imperial Chapter, Order of Demolay, Stephen Parker Woodard. And then most importantly, it is her birthday today. My lovely wife.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Brother Treasurer.
Worshipful Master, say that to you. Before I get into introducing my family, the friends that I do have here that are also members of a specific organization that also meets here, would all the prophets of come and take it. Come and take it. Stand up, please. Soon to be. And Worshipful Master himself. So, thank you, prophets, for making it here. You're also members of all the various lodges that are around us, and we're happy to have so many prophets and brothers here. So, thank you, prophets. Now, most important, the family. I have with me my oldest, Porter, and then the youngest, who is about a month and a week old, is Owen, who was the one that was chatting up the box during earlier, and a month and 2 weeks, I'm sorry. And then my lovely, beautiful best friend and confidant wife, Jeannie, with me. So thank you, Worshipful.
Thank you. Brother Secretary.
Worshipful Master, I have no family here with me. They're all in Florida, and Brother Bradley didn't bring his beautiful bride for me to claim this time.
You just gotta wonder what's going on here.
Start collecting some money. I got a charity I could use it.
Brother Machoa.
Worshipful Master, sir, I do not have any friends or family here. The exception of everyone else in here. They are at work, but they wanted to make it. Unfortunately, couldn't, but I appreciate the honor, sir.
Thank you, sir. Brother Olive.
Master, family wasn't able to make it tonight, but thank you for the opportunity to receive you guys in the chair.
It's great to have you in the line, sir. I know you come from a long line. Your father is a member here at Sugar Land Lodge, correct?
Grandfather.
Yes. So I know they're going to be very proud of you as you continue to advance and serve them. So, Brother Tunnel.
Worshipful Master, my family's not with me tonight. My wife lives in their remarks. Thank you. Thank you for asking me to be part of it.
Absolutely. Past Master Tunnel was the first person I met when I walked in the doors here at Sugar Land Lodge. So it's good to have you back in the line. I know you spent several years doing family things, right? So it's good to have you back. Brother Olson.
Worshipful Master, I have no friends or family here tonight. They said it was too hot to come out.
It really is hot. We're glad to have you, and thank you for helping with the meal this evening. So, along with we've got several entered apprentice masons that are very giving, and so thank you for getting everything organized and taking care of things this evening. So, Past Master Heino.
Worshipful Master, thank you for having me in your line. It's an honor to serve the lodge. I want to thank the Blue Lodge brothers that are here, the Yorkrat brothers that are here, and all the come and take it prophets that are here. And I also have Jeannie and Porter and Owen. Yeah, thank you, Worshipful Master.
And your boss.
And my boss.
Right, Worshipful Sir.
Oh,
Give you an opportunity as well. You are part of the team.
I have so many friends and brothers in this room, but I have no family here, so thank you.
We truly have spent a lot of time, this group of officers, and are all good friends. And I think we're gonna work well together this coming year, so. I'd like to recognize some additional, offer my thanks and appreciation. So, beginning with Right Worshipful Ryland. Thank you for being here. I know it's been, you've been really on the go here today. I mean, we greeted each other early this morning. You know, were you at the installation at Holland last night as well?
I missed the Holland installation, but I did make all three today. It's my honor, Worshipful Master, to be here and congratulate you on behalf of Most Worshipful Grandmaster Billings. You know, looking forward to working with you. If there's anything I can do to help you, I'm always here.
Absolutely, sir. And we'll be busy trying to get out with you as other installations are taking place in District 108. So a lot of things that need to be done on that particular side of it. So, but I know just kind of going around, we've got several newly installed Worshipful Masters, and I know Right Worshipful Tazinski, you kind of introduced them, but I would like to congratulate you as well. Brother Eastwood, I'm also a member of Mark 72, and we will be serving together this year. I look forward to serving you as treasurer in that role. So, Worshipful Master Bradley, I also congratulate you. I'm also a member of Rosenberg Lodge, which we have a theme here at Sugarland, which masonry exists beyond the four walls of the lodge. And I think Right Worshipful Tazinski, you were instrumental in like making that change within the lodge. So a lot of us are very busy, not just here at Sugarland, but beyond. So it's truly an honor to be a part of your line this year, and so I look forward to spending time with you as well. So Brother Bean, Junior Past Master of Morton 72. Congratulations on your successful year in the East.
Thank you.
So it was an honor to be able to serve you at Morton. So. Brother Cass, thank you for being here. I know you kind of live in this area, but just recently, as of last night, finished his term in the East at Holland number 1, or Holland number 36, however you want to look at it. That's the oldest lodge in the state of Texas. And of course, I think the Morton brothers kind of dispute that a little bit, so, but just anyways, as I go around the room, I just see Brother Chris Wicke. You know, you've been around since the very beginning, since I started in masonry, and always actively engaged in doing things and always helping out, right? We have that charge that is like in being, you know, ready to give, you know, just as much as a candidate is to receive instruction. And certainly you're the embodiment of that. So, Brother Whitaker, Past Master Whitaker. So I know you have faithfully served the lodge for many years. I am sorry that I didn't have a place for you, but I'm still going to count on you, right, for various things along the way. Thank you for being here. So I've got 3 of our EAs that are very engaged. Brother Neil, Brother Rolo, and Brother Lambert. Thank you for your continued service. We want to continue to work you guys forward just as quickly as possible. Brother Brandt, thank you for being here. Another brother at Morton. So you can see that we got a lot of people from different places. My good friend, past master, Don Hernandez. Spent a lot of time with Brother Hernandez. He has a ginormous heart, especially for brotherly relief. And so he's always looking to try to help people. He's Poncho Claus out at Morton, right? We do that on an annual basis. But Don, thank you for having a big heart and kind of showing us all how it should be done. So, but now, and Brother Andy, I know that you are newly raised and into to the process. I'm excited to have you on board. When I was a part of your investigation, I think that you're going to be a great addition. Your desire for knowledge is extraordinary. We all can learn from that. I look forward to continuing to work with you. I know that you're interested in doing things with your wife, and I think that's a great thing. So, but it's good to see you here this evening. So, Brother St. John, I think you were the first one to sign my petition.
I was.
Sir.
And may I approach you just for a moment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was, Brother Choat, and it's, after I met you the Wednesday you came up here, and his brother, Right Worshipful Tazinski, related to this esteemed bunch. Things that are in this room and that Masons have are meaningful to them. The setting model means a lot to Masons. Brother Davis made you a beautiful gavel. I knew he was going to do that. I have a little wood shop and I make sawdust, and this is what didn't fall on the floor. And I thought perhaps that maybe representing all the work that you have in masonry, and when you become senior, as I have in my brain, and can't remember your dates.
There every day.
We have the dates that you were raised and the date that you're the master. May it sit around and maybe invoke questions. What is that? And you'll be able to tell them how meaningful it is to you.
Absolutely. So, thank you, sir. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
It has a lot of the different bodies that I'm involved in, so Knights Templar included. I so appreciate what a wonderful flag presentation that was this evening, and to have our eminent Grand Sentinel present this evening, Sir Knight Little, makes it even more special. So, but Scottish Rite, so I'm involved in all the different York Rite bodies, so which even Right Worshipful Tazinski is also currently in line to become the Grand Master of the Council of Royal and Select Masters of Texas in 2024. I'm so proud of you for that, sir. And I know it's based upon a lot of hard work that you put into masonry. So, Brother Mendes, thank you for being here this evening. So, I remember when you started your journey, and you came into the lodge. I think you rode his bicycle in here one day. Yes, he walked. He walked
From Stafford.
and he comes from a long tradition in masonry from Portland, Texas, right? And it's good to have you here in the lodge. I encourage you to be plugged in and involved. So, and finally, Brother Davis, who is Worshipful Master Elect for Matagorda Lodge, and I think you're being installed on July the 6th, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to be looking forward to going down there and spending time. And Matagorda Lodge is just a little bit different, so just a little bit different. So, but it's a beautiful lodge, right? Matagorda Lodge number 7. So, Brother Davis and I spent a lot of time together as well, and I've really appreciated getting to know you. You're a fine individual, and he has served in a lot of different capacities in masonry, and including past master at Rosenberg Lodge 881, past master at Morton 72, which is why I got involved in Morton Lodge. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you for many years to come. So I think Brother Vance, I so appreciate you too. So it was good hanging around with you last night. We survived the evening, right? Trying to get back to Sugar Land through Houston traffic last night. And but it's been wonderful to get to know you, and he's very passionate about masonry. He's currently in a couple of different lines, right? So I know you're pouring your soul, heart and soul out into it, so it's a good thing. So, but I just love and appreciate all of you that are here this evening. I've spent a lot of time with you, and so I just want to say, just real quickly, a few things, and then we'll close this public part of the installation this evening. Our mission statement, we have actually put a mission statement together for Sugar Land Masonic Lodge, number 1141 AF and AM. So for those of you that may not aware, that stands for Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. So the mission statement is to craft good men into community-oriented brothers who exhibit a high moral character, an enlightened intellect, a charitable heart, and an aptitude for social interaction, ancient Masonic teachings, traditions, and allegorical signs and symbols. So that's our mission. I proposed to our officers this year that related to our vision, core values, that we just simply adopt the principal tenets of our profession as our values, which is brotherly love, relief, and truth. That kind of says it all, right? Those are the things that we need to be striving to do in the work of the lodge and in this craft. From a strategic positioning this year, I've got 7 quick points that I'm going to cover. Number 1, we need to have members' best interest at heart as outlined in our Masonic obligations. Number 2, we need to emphasize the principal Masonic tenets that strive to make good men better. That's why we are here as Masons, right? We take good men and we make them better. Number 3, pursuing long-term member relationships over a member's life by providing valuable experiences that reinforce the importance of community, high moral character, an enlightened intellect, a charitable heart, and an enjoyable social interaction and fellowship. Number 4, focusing on operational excellence and service to members to ensure the lodge remains financially stable and true to its mission and obligations. It takes money to pay the bills and to do the things that we need to do. Number 5, transforming fundraising to maximize the opportunity for relief and charity when and where it is needed. So we are going to be focusing on some things this year to try to raise some additional money so that we can give back, that we have the money to do the things to help people. Number 6, making the necessary investment in future leadership through strong mentoring and succession planning. And we talked about that last week at our planning meeting, right? That everybody that needs to be helping that next person down the line to understand kind of what's coming up in the future, kind of to help them, with the work that they have to do, especially as we're starting. There's a lot of newness to things. So, but the future of the lodge depends on strong succession and planning that spans beyond just 1 year. We talked about that at the other lodges as well, right? And then finally, number 7, ensuring that the strategic planning process aligns stakeholders, creates clarity, and helps everybody understand where they fit in and how they can contribute to the lodge's success. So these are the things that we're going to be focusing on this year. We have a lot of other plans that are in place, a lot of things that need to do. We need to not become overwhelmed, but just take things in little bite-sized chunks and just continue to press forward. So thank you to my officer corps for being willing to volunteer and being a part of this wonderful lodge. We need to honor these men that have gone before us over the course of the coming year and beyond. So with that, this concludes the public portion of this meeting. Thank you for being here this evening, and be safe as you travel home.
There you go.
There we go.